YouTube? How's it going? Red Baron flying in with another great video. Today I'm going to talk to you about, you guessed it, a card needs a nerf, needs a something, I don't know. It needs to be changed. We're talking about this bad boy. Drop. Now Drop is really broken right now. A lot of people are sleeping on this, but they need to start using this card as soon as possible before it gets changed. Now, you look at Drop and you look at Dog. What you need to understand about these two cards are that they are fundamentally different. Nog just increases the hand size, while Drop allows you to sculpt your hand. Now, most hardcore, really good players will understand how important it is to sculpt your hand. You can't always get the perfect hand. Sometimes you get double. What's a really weird card? Honestly, this would be bad for me. Opening hand, double Ambrosias. I can't do anything with Ambrosias at this point. At this point in time, Ambrosia is absolutely dead. So you have Drop. Use Drop. Get rid of those Ambrosias. And draw. Now, Drop is inherently a neutral card. You're paying one to then cycle any amount of cards, even 0, back into your deck and draw that many cards. So Drop is replacing itself. This is really good. I can't stress to you how good this is. You can search for a card that just wins you the game. Looking for your last piece of the puzzle. And another thing, the one reason that I always thought that this was broken, it is currently a better mulligan than the mulligan rule. So the mulligan rule states, at the beginning of the game, if you do not like your hand, for the cost of 2 spirits, you can put it back in your deck, put all cards back in your deck, and draw that many. Now, say you have Drop in your hand. You have 4 cards that, I don't know, say you super stacked. You got super your hand is super stacked. And you have 3 of one card, another card. It's a really bad hand. You just want to get rid of it. Instead of using your normal mulligan rule, which you should be using, you just tier, you just drop, send all cards back, and just draw 5 more. Any card that allows you to circumnavigate the pre-existing rules of a card game is a card that needs to get edited, in my opinion. We have the mulligan rule there for a reason. For this exact reason, so people can help their starting hands. But to have a card circumvent that ruling, it's something needs to go. So we look at it in terms of the beginning game. It's very strong. Very beginning of the game, it's strong. Middle game, it becomes less strong as you get into the end game, but it is still 1 for 1. You're still replenishing it. If I go through to the end and I'm nearing turn 6 or 7, I'm not sure what type of game this is, but hey, 6 or 7, you got there. And you have 6 life left, 5 life left even, and you're trying to find an answer. You're going to be you draw into tier. You can just pay 1 to draw another one. And honestly, it just feels better. It still hurts to draw that much, to draw near the end of the game. You're never using Nog when you have 5 left. Well, if you're worse, you are. But near the end of the game, when your life is connected so much with your resources, the power of draw cards falls off. You don't want to use them because the odds of hitting a card that can actually get you out of the situation with your remaining life is very slim to them. And then this card, the fact that there is no hand size currently, it's just crazy. So beginning, say you start off 5 cards, you Nog. You draw 2 more cards. You currently have 6 cards. Hey, look, you drew another Nog. You have 7 cards. And look, one of those is a drop. You can just shuffle back as many as you want and continue to sculpt your hand until you have like 2 shields, a tsunami, and whatever back row you need, and 1 card. At that point, it is you're winning the game, even at the cost of the 5 life. I mean, tier just pluses so much the more cards you have in your hand. It's just incredible how good this card is, and it's really interesting how many people are sleeping on it. Now, I with Works and Moxie, we talked about this. We're like, what's the best way to fix this card? Moxie believes that for now it shouldn't be touched. See how it goes. Which I mean, I can see that point of view. But Words and I are on the same opinion where it either needs to lose the +1, which will make it a -1. You're going to be shuffling back 4 and drawing 4, so you're losing the one from drop, or we make it a 2-cost card. Now, I like the idea of making a 2-cost card, because it won't really, it maybe you go from using 3 of them to two of them in your deck, but you're still going to be using them in the very beginning to help sculpt your hand. It'll be less likely to chain them. For instance, if you took Humburst right now, very pretty strong card for mill decks. Whenever you play an instant, your opponent mills cards. So if I'm there cycling 3 different drops, and your opponent's just going mill, it's gonna feel bad for your opponent. That's fairly strong. But if it goes up to a 2-cost, you might think less about running it because you're taking more life in terms of it. Those are my thoughts about this card. This card, I believe Dan knows about it. But I think, personal opinion, it needs a nerf. This is the first card I've thought of since the very beginning of Elestrals that needs this nerf. It dire need of a nerf. But let me know what you think. Write a comment, and we can talk about it. In the meantime, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Gotta fly.